Hello, this is Sibyl Harmony, and this is your reading for October 2020. I apologize about the lighting and everything. It's just, this is the second time I've done this video, and it's Mercury retrograde. We're in the shadow, and we will be in Mercury retrograde for October. But what Mercury retrograde can give you the gift of helping you redo something, research, and redo and get a better result. Review, reflect. It's a time to go inside, a time to make changes, a time it'll show you what needs to be fixed. And it helps you walk the razor's edge to get things exactly, details right, being in alignment with the will of the universe so that you are in divine right time. So giving yourself extra time so you don't have to rush, and being really clear in communication, understanding, having patience that some people may not understand you or you may not understand them. So this is all part of what Mercury retrograde does. So we go in, I think we're in October, it'll come out, we'll come out of the shadow about the middle of November. But there's some really great energy this month about tapping into wisdom, new ways of doing things, spiritual gifts opening, moving, career, new ways of being, new ways of connecting, and learning to live in balance with the environment. So that's a big one, and I'll talk a little bit more about that. So we have Halloween and the Day of the Dead. Actually, in June and October, the veil is thinner, so it's easier to connect with our loved ones on the other side. I'm not into, I used to be when I was younger, be into being scared, but getting scared or haunted houses. And I have an abusive childhood in my background, and healers usually pick people that need healing to be in relationships with. So, and I had karma, so I did that. So I didn't, after a while, it wasn't fun to be scared. I've experienced that myself. And now in this pandemic and what's going on with the fires in my area and stuff, I don't think it's healthy, and it wasn't before all of this, to scare yourself. It's not good for our adrenals. It's not good for grounding, and feeling safe is a huge part of health, longevity, peace, happiness, and joy. So I'm not into being scared. I like costumey stuff and parties, that's fun. And I like honoring our deceased relatives, our ancestors that have gone before us. And I pulled this card for October, and it says, it was my time to go. But why I pulled this is because the footprints in the sand, a lot of our relatives on the other side have come very close because we're going through such a difficult time here now on Earth. They have come closer to support us and help us. A lot of souls have either left because they can't deal with the energy and they'll come back and do it another time, or because they're choosing to work from the other side because the energy is too harsh here. So that is, but the footprints, so that is, there's a lot of grief. And then we have the pandemic with the lung stuff and the fires where I am. So they are here supporting us through this time. The footprints in the prayer, footprints in the sand prayer, if you haven't, if you don't know it, I would suggest looking it up. It's like, why weren't you there, Spirit or God, Goddess, whoever you call to? Why didn't you help me in the difficult times? And the answer was, you only saw one set of footprints because that's when I carried you. Isn't that beautiful? Okay, so we have offering to the earth. So it's time for us to get back into balance. I live in California where there's fires. I'm lucky. I'm in an area where I don't really experience the threat of being burned down, although there's a lot of smoke. And it's hard for me to watch other people being traumatized and losing their homes and animals and trees and the environment. But it is a wake-up call. We cannot afford to sit in our homes and be distracted by our life, because Mother Earth will bring herself into balance, and it is time. And I'll talk a little bit more about fork in the road, the decisions that we're making now, and that's more of change. So what you can do, one of the things that you can do is recognize that the earth supports us. Everything, the plants that give the oxygen, the food, the animals that some of us eat, the homes we live on. Every day we walk on earth, we breathe the plants, air that are grown in the earth. So it's time to take time to come into balance, to vote. Yes, vote in candidates who make that the number one priority, because although the fires are happening here, the flooding is happening in Florida, the hurricanes are hitting the Gulf states, coming to your town soon. So I'm not, that's not funny really, but I don't want to scare people, but it is time, because it's not too late, and we can make a change. We can have green jobs and green economy. That's false, that there's a choice. So making offerings to the earth, coming into balance, and the greatest gift we can give to earth is to bring our awakening state, because it's happening anyway. People usually just want to feel good, they want their problems solved, they want to be healed and healthy and prosperous. They don't want to wake up. Well, the energy now is waking you up anyway. So better when you are in not third dimensional, which is where 2/3 of the planet is. Well, it's changing. A lot of people are in fourth, where your heart is opening. But in fifth dimension and higher is where you can create and manifest and be at peace, because you understand you're in grace, you're in divine will, you're in a different place than other people, because you are awakened in consciousness. And I do that in the spirit of service to the planet. That is my life purpose. That everyone has their own purpose, but I guarantee there is a higher purpose, a gift that you have, that you are bringing to the people around you, to your family, to your community, and even to the world. And when we are awakening within ourselves, and the fastest way to do that is meditation, or a plague. No, sorry. Plagues and fires, that'll do it. Then we start going like, why are we here? What's going on? You know? And so as we do that, we inspire and lift everyone up. And I pulled this card this autumn. And also I have the letting go, compassion, bringing in compassion, heart opening, letting go, and having a bigger purpose by opening your heart, because it's opening anyway, because it has to, because that's what's happening. And we are, you can call it awakening, they used to call it enlightenment, finding peace, serenity, joy, and living from a place of balance and harmony. And as we envision a world that is at peace, that is in balance and harmony, and take action steps to bring it there, we are shifting. Even if you're just sitting there meditating or sitting there praying and intending for a better world or a better community or a better home or better relationship with your kids or your pets or the park or whatever, it all counts. Everyone has their part. And it's all important. And your intention for conscious awareness and opening of your heart is helping to shift the vibration of the planet. And that's the bigger purpose of why we are all here. Now, you have your other personal purposes, but that's, your soul chose to be here in this. Like I said, some souls are choosing to be on the other side with this, because it can be intense. And this month is intense. Things will get better. There's like 3 or 4 years of this change, but I feel like this period now is actually going to calm down maybe in November, December, next spring, next year. Okay, so fork in the road. And I don't like to talk about politics. Here's the card, fork in the road, and I'll explain why this came in. I don't like to talk about politics. It kind of seeps in a little bit. It's hard not to. When I love my country, I'm very patriotic, and I love people, and I love the world, and it's hard to see what's happening. And I feel like if I don't say anything, I'm complacent in the environment, in kids in cages, in racism, and it is our duty. It's not just, a lot of healers or psychics or mediums or whatever, spiritual speakers, don't talk about politics because they don't want to insult anybody or scare away any clients. And I'm sorry, but this isn't about that. It isn't about my practice or not hurting someone's feelings. Some people are just in their own peace and they don't want to hear about politics or what's going on. But you live in this world. It's affecting you. So I won't say a lot, but I will say, please vote. Please vote. It's so important. We're at a fork in the road. And what's really going on, now this might sound a little weird, but what's really going on is that in the time of Lemuria, this was a very peaceful earth. And there weren't good boundaries. And so the Lemurians kind of just spread out and got contaminated. But they knew how to live life in balance and harmony with the earth. And they were here to teach that. So the Lemurians, the parts of us that know how to do that, the ones of us that are old souls here, need to set better boundaries, need to bring people up to date, need to speak up for all of the things that I mentioned, and I'm sure there's more, for working people. To have a government, a country, by and for the people, that's America. And so it's really important that we stand up for our country so that we still have one. I don't mean to scare people, but for the environment, so we still have an earth. You know, for racism, because what we do to one, we do to all. And everyone is our children. You can't just put some races in cages. Everyone is our children. And if you don't speak up, to me, you are complacent. And I'm not going to be complacent. And I'm not Democrat, Republican. I'm not going to go there. But I am going to say it's very important. Oh, and so then we had Lemuria. And so what we can learn from that is that we didn't speak up. We didn't set our boundaries. We didn't take care. And we got contaminated. We spread out. Okay? And we stopped teaching the lesson. Okay? And then in Atlantis, that worked great, except there was a group of souls there, which were the same souls that did a lot of wars, like World War II. A small group of souls that wanted power. And that's what's going on now. They wanted power so much that they're willing to lie, con. Those are advertisements on TV. We've accepted dishonesty and not integrity because, the economy. Well, that doesn't work anymore. We won't have a planet. And we are being called to come into a higher state of grace and a higher way of being that is for everyone's welfare. And so the small group of Atlantis actually were power hungry. because there's a small 1% of people here, a very small percent, like 6 people. Some of them have very bad intentions, some of them not so bad, but some of them are actually more helping a little bit, or not. They're workable. But this small group of people with bad intentions that only cares about themselves is just power hungry. And so that's what we're all going through now. So it is time for us to wake up to honesty. Honesty matters. Integrity matters. Character matters. All, America matters. And so there's my little speech. It is a fork in a road. So please. And, we can all come back and do it again somewhere. There'll be another world. I don't mean to scare people. I do believe the people are going to prevail, and the environment can still, it's not too late. I do believe that. Okay. I want to talk about the fires. And I see a lot of smoke and fire. I pulled some cards. I don't know where they are. A lot of intense smoke and fire. The first, like around the full moon, the beginning of I can't find the card now, the beginning of the month of October. So there's a lot of explosive energy. I can't find the card now. It's Mercury retrograde. Okay, so a lot of fire and heat, people getting angry, intensity, it's very busy. Like I said, there's this wonderful manifesting, changing, creating energy that's very peaceful, and wisdom and higher dimensions we can tap into. Okay, but then we also have this other busyness and intensity. It's like the universe gave us a good cup of coffee or a nice spot of tea, and we can really get some stuff done. But we also have this heat, fiery energy. So I do see fires continuing or going on around the first of the month. I'm hoping we've seen the worst of it in Northern California, but in Oregon, around Mount Shasta, in Central California, in Northern California, and Southern California, I do see some kind of off and on fire situations, but I feel like around the middle of October, things will calm down. After this full moon in the Thursday, the 1st of October, and everything like a week before and after that, it's still kind of intense. And now my cards could be wrong, but every time I pull it, I'm getting this greener air, where before I was getting like a lot of hot, fiery energy for the beginning of October. We may even see some early rain. Yay. So, okay. So let's do a little meditation and help you to, and give you a healing. And so I want to keep it really simple this month because it's so busy and it can be stressful. And what I want to do is just talk to you about breathing. So paying attention to your breath is an excellent way to meditate. And if you breathe in through your nose, you can count to 4, breathing in, hold for 3, and then exhale for 3. And when you breathe in your nose, if you breathe all the way into your belly, it's giving you a deeper breath. It's healing your immune system. It's helping you be present and grounded in your body. And it'll calm you down. So in this changing energy, it's important to stop and breathe and kind of ground yourself, because you may be outwardly distracted and busy and trying to get all this stuff done, but also our earth is shifting. The axis of the earth is literally shifting. So it's important to re-ground and connect with the earth And also, even if you take your shoes off or go sit and stand barefoot on the earth or sand, in about 20 minutes, you will get recharged. Your energy will be literally recharged. I stand on the earth every day. So, but now that we're inside, especially if it's getting colder, we can still ground and breathe. And so it's also important who you call to. So I don't teach anybody one particular religion or belief system. I want to guide you to what works for you, whether it's God, Goddess, universal love, what is positive and loving and peaceful, the angels, the ascended masters, and any of them will help you if you call. But who you call to is important. And we all have a higher self, which is the highest vibration. So if you want to call on your highest self, that is wonderful as well. So if you want to start by asking, because the universe always delivers what you ask. It may not be in your timing, it may be in divine timing. But whenever you ask, the universe answers. And so, but when you ask for like this, for peace, calming, healing in your community, healing in your state, in your country, in the world, peace inside, peace in your home, healing for you, and really you're responsible for yourself or any minor children and what's in your aura, which is an energy field about 3 or 4 feet around you in every direction. So let's do this and call who you call to. We could all use extra friends, right? Call in your higher self, your guides, angels. And as you tap in, you feel that? I'm sending you healing. You feel that? Yeah. That is the unconditional love and peace of the other side and of the 5th dimension. And as you breathe in through your nose, hold and let go. You can breathe out through your mouth or your nose. And I'm sending you so much love and healing. Thank you, Holy Spirit, guides, angels, God, Goddess, universe, for healing me, lifting me up. Thank you for peace, harmony, for me, and everyone around. Breathing. Continue to breathe. If you like. And notice that peace and connecting. And if you'd like, you can sit here as long as you'd like. Put the video on hold and take your phone off the hook and breathe. Beautiful. Please like and subscribe. May you be healed, because in truth you already are. And you can book a session with me at Sibyl, SIBYLharmony.com. Thank you for sharing your time with me. May you be healed, because in truth, you already are.